Okie dokie. So, 2 days ago I made a video regarding the secret triceps killer, which is, of course, the front lever. Today I'm gonna make a video regarding its counterpart, the secret bicep killer, which is the planche. The planche, many people see it as a shoulder exercise, which it is, don't get me wrong, but it will also train your biceps. And you can verify this, by putting your hand out forward, putting your other hand on top of it, and then pushing upwards. And you will see tension forming in your biceps. And this is not only stuff for like straddle planche, front or full planche, right? You can also just do it in the lean planche or the tuck planche. Basically any level that's suitable for you. If you're training the planche, you're gonna train your bicep as well, not only your shoulder. Now, what is important here is the way that you point your hands, because if you want to train your biceps, you're gonna have to expose the biceps. So what I mean by that is, if you put your fingers forward, right, like this, your fingers are forward, or you do a pronated planche, you can see your bicep turning in. So it's getting kind of hidden from the pressure that you're applying. It's more difficult to activate the bicep from that position. Whereas if you expose your bicep, you put your arm forward, now the bicep is going forward. Now it's very easy to activate the bicep. And what you do have to pay attention to here is don't let your wrist fold inward, Keep your grip tight and kind of curl your wrist in so that you're always on top of the bar or on the floor as well. Don't let your hands fall forward, always make sure that you're kind of doing this motion, because this will allow you to safely activate your bicep. But basically, pronated grip is almost all shoulders, a little bit of biceps, but the more you go supinated, the more you will expose your bicep and take over the load with your bicep, right? And that's how you can train it. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that I don't really do an arm day, I just do the planche and then I get a little bit of arms, from that. I don't feel the need to do chin-ups. I don't feel the need to do any bicep roll work, especially. I've done it in the past, but it just kind of feels useless to me when I have the planche. So yeah, today what I'm gonna do is some planche presses, because what you want to pay attention to, right, is your bicep gets activated in the straight arm position. So that's a press as well, but especially the hold is gonna give you bicep activation. So even if you're doing push-ups, by doing holds in between, you're gonna get bicep gains. If you're doing holds, of course, you're gonna get bicep gains, presses as well. And what you just want to pay attention to is to get PRs, because the stronger you get, the more your bicep is gonna develop. So just try to get as strong as possible in the planche. And that's what I'm gonna do today. In my case, you can go for any PR you want. But in my case, at the moment, I am aiming for volume PRs on the planche press. I add some weight to my feet. And last time I got 7 presses in total in one training. Today, if I can get 8, that's a PR. That's what I'm aiming for. Because the stronger I get, the more bicep gains I'm gonna get as well. So let's go. 8 presses. It's gonna be difficult, but I think I can do it. So no need to wait any longer. Ooh. 3 sets of 2 is already a PR as well. Very nice. Now I'm just gonna make sure that the form is okay, or at least not worse than last time. Because last time it was pretty bad, but gradually I think it will improve. And I'm just gonna make sure that it happens. It doesn't have to be perfect from the first time, right? Or the second or the third, you have your entire life to perfect this stuff. So I'm gonna take my time. But yeah, nonetheless, you do want to check that at least you're not getting worse with the form. So yeah, couple more sets here. I'm at 6 now. I'm gonna try one more set of 2 reps. Perhaps we can even get to 10 reps in total today. That would be nice. Okay, arm is bending a little bit, so as always, that's the problem for me. And I will just do my presses, try to think about it as much as possible, to straighten it as much as possible. We'll see how it goes. Set number 4. Okay, I lost a bit of balance going on the way down, but let's see how that was. Alright, I'm gonna do one more set and then we have 10 presses. Alright, that's gonna be it for planche presses today. I'm gonna move on to some floor supinated planche now actually, which I don't think about it as, oh, I'm gonna train my biceps more. No, I really just think about it in a way like, oh, I did some planche on the bar now, and as an accessory, I can do, or I can give a different stimulus to my body by using a different grip, because accessories are nice and all, but what I think is really important in accessories is that they target your weak spot as specifically as possible. For me, I feel like my biceps are actually weak, for like doing the planche. I think like the biceps are my limiting factor. So for me, a perfect accessory is the floor supinated planche because it exposes my bicep more and it allows me to do a planche. It's specific to the exercise that I'm trying to get strong at. And in the end, I don't really care about how I build my muscle, right? I just know that I have to eat enough and train hard and the muscle will build itself. So I'm not concerned with, oh, I have to activate this and that. No, I just do it because I know it will expose my bicep more and it will train my bicep and get it stronger. And if it gets stronger, then it will grow. So yeah, a couple sets of supinated planche here. This is kind of like a deja vu training from last time, except it's a little bit more. Last time we did 7 presses, now we did 10. Now we're gonna do some supinated planche. Hopefully, we get a better result as well. But yeah, let's go. All right, that's a light warm-up sit. Now let's do a couple, maybe 2 harder sits. All right. If you heard that fart noise, it was my belly on the ground, not my asshole. But anyway, it's kind of difficult to get strong at an exercise when you do it in as the second exercise in your workout. So for me, I care about getting stronger in the P-bar planche, right? So I do that first in my workout and then I'm tired. And basically after that, it would be nice if I get improvements, but it's not really necessary because if you think about it, I didn't get stronger today on the supinated planche, or not by a lot at least, but that's also because I did more planche presses before this like second exercise than I did last training, right? Last training I had 7 presses, today I had 10, and then I did supinated planche and it was kind of the same. But I was doing kind of the same after I did more on the first exercise. So if you want to improve on a certain exercise, do that exercise first in your workout. Make it your priority. Do it when you have the most energy, and that will allow you to improve. That's why I think it's important, if you want to get strong, choose like one exercise that you really want to focus on for push, pull, and then legs, you have hamstrings and quadriceps. But basically you have like 4 exercises, maybe 5 maximum if you really want to add something else in that you want to get strong in, right? And other other than that, everything is basically an accessory. And in case you want to get big biceps, well, how about making planche your primary exercise? It will it will help you out for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna keep the supine the planche at this for today. This was not a Maltese, by the way. It was a bit of a wider planche, but I feel like when I'm fresh, I'm actually quite close to like peak Maltese strength as well, which is kind of nice because I'm not even training it actively at the moment. But yeah, now I'm gonna head to the tall bar that is next to you. You can see it, I can see it. Then I'm gonna do some band assisted planche for endurance because when it comes down to it, my final goal is still the 20-second planche hold. So that's why I want to keep some training specific to it as well, you know, to not only have strength, but also to keep that strength going for a sufficient duration of time, being 20 seconds, so that I can, in the end, hold the planche for that long. So yeah, couple more sets, or maybe one more set, I'll see. One or two more sets of what will hopefully be a 20-second planche hold with some assistance. Oh, that's difficult. Alrighty. Okay, so some of you might know already, but basically in order to strengthen this muscle over here, which is used very heavily in the planche, I'm gonna do some forearm accessories, one or two sets here of basically lifting a dumbbell in this manner. I'm gonna pull my thumb towards me with a straight arm and basically strengthen my forearms to prevent injury. So let's go. All right. I'm trying it with a heavier weight now, which is insanely hard. So drop set with 3 kilos. All right, and that's gonna be it for today. You know, no chest stuff, no accessories except for the ones that benefit the planche, because I feel like I'm very close to achieving my 20-second goal. So I want to put all of my energy in that. So normally I would maybe do some push-ups as well, because I have a weak chest basically, but not now. You know, we can do dips and push-ups after the 20 seconds has been achieved. And people ask me sometimes, you know, why don't I do arm days or arm days anymore? And it's basically because I don't have a passion to build arms or to build a chest or to build whatever body part, right? I just want to get strong as fuck and eat enough. And by eating enough, every muscle that's being used in my strength training is gonna grow. So I do planche, I do front lever, I do pistol squats, and I do Nordic curls. And I basically cover my entire body with those 4 exercises, you know. The planche and the front lever combined will train your entire upper body, except for maybe the chest, you know. I think planche doesn't have enough chest activation, neither does the front lever. So if you only do those 2 exercises, you're gonna have a weak chest, like me, like many planchers and front lever guys, right? But in that case, you know, if you really care about the chest, add some dips in as well. But what you will never see me do, or see me do consistently, is add in an exercise that I don't like. I mean, I like doing push-ups once in a while, you know, but I will never do like the science-based stretch and whatever to basically build my chest, whatever, right? I like dips and something like that. That's fun, right? To me, that's fun. I like doing dips. So I might do, or I might start doing dips after I reach my planche goal, you know, get up to some heavier weight, if I can speak. But basically, when you choose an exercise, right, for like some muscle you want to build, whether it be chest or shoulder, choose an exercise that's fun to you, right? If you are trying to build your chest and you're doing hundreds of reps of push-ups, but you hate push-ups, how long are you going to do it? Are you going to keep it consistent? I don't think so. I mean, I did arm curls at one point during this build, but it's just not as fun to me. You know, I prefer the planche. I prefer working my biceps that way, or I prefer training that way, and it happens to target my bicep. And the same, like I guess for my chest, I should do push-ups, right? Because it will target my chest more, but I prefer dips, even if it's like more lower chest, whatever. So after this is done, you know, after this planche adventure is done, you know, I'm not going to quit planche, obviously, because I love it too much, but I'm going to add some dips because I can train the dips consistently. I look forward to doing that, you know, that's fun to me. And I basically build every muscle in the same way, in the sense that I just pick the exercise that I like. You know, I cover my entire body with those exercises, and then it happens to me, it just happens that I build muscle because I'm in a calorie surplus, you know. That's the most important part. You train hard, you eat well, and you're going to build muscle. That's just inevitable. That's going to be for your for your bicep in the planche. That's going to be for your tricep in the front lever, or your back, or your shoulder, or whatever, your dips in the, or chest in the dips. Whatever you train, you know, if you get stronger at it and you eat enough, you're going to build that muscle. So the secret killers for any muscle group is basically just the exercise that targets it that you happen to love. So yeah, that's it for today's workout. I'm gonna quit yapping and start showering here. I mean, over there, but you get what I'm saying. And I'll see you tomorrow for a pull day. Yes, front lever pull-ups, a lot of them. Let's go.